Hey, kings, queens, and everything between. Welcome back to another episode, One Time for a Good Time. And I kind of just want to use this episode to get some things off my chest. Personally, I've been working on a lot of things, a lot of projects recently, and I want to be able to enjoy and actually celebrate the things I'm working on with you guys without feeling ashamed and without feeling a burden. Personally, growing up, I used to always have people around me that would brag about their achievements and be self-centered and always make everything about them. And I vowed to myself as I grew up that I would not be that. I would be that humble person. If I accomplished a goal or achieved a milestone, I'll tell my close family members, but it may be a close friend, but I wouldn't put myself out there to always be the look at me person. Look at me, I did this. Look at me, I did that, But with that, I noticed over the years, I stopped celebrating my personal accomplishments, with not talking about them or not always showing people what I've done in my life. I realized I made it nothing to me. And if you don't know, I am a author. I've written 14 books. And as I say those words right now, they kind of mean nothing to me. But the reason I want to tell you guys this is because every time I tell somebody this information about myself, they always get so excited. They always get so happy and joyful for me. And it's like, do you understand what you just said? Like, you have done things that not many people have done, and you have accomplished things that many people wish they could. And you say it so nonchalantly. And it makes me sit back and realize, like, holy hell, I did write 14 books. I did sit down every night for years and years writing sentences and putting together words and making chapters and making poems and making novels and titles and prologues and epilogues and all of that. And I have no feeling towards it. And so I had to sit down with myself and ask, why is that? Why is it that I can't be happy for myself? And like I said earlier, I always wanted to raise myself to be humble, be down to earth. Don't be that person that takes up all the room and takes up all the space and be the center of attention. But then I realized I wasn't giving myself any attention. I realized the reason I didn't celebrate the arts, the work that I've put out into this universe is because of the quality of it. At the time of me writing these books and publishing them, I realized that was the best I had. That was all I had. And, as I evolved and became better within my craft, I always can look back at those books and say, oh, I could have tweaked something here. I could have put a comma right here. I could have made the book cover a little bit better. Or I could have did this. I could have did that. And it makes me not just accept the fact that I wrote a book. And with the projects that I have coming out soon, I want to be able to celebrate that. I want to be able to come on here and tell you guys, hey, I did this or I did something, and actually be happy for myself. And the problem with a lot of creatives and a lot of artists out there in the world is that we critique ourselves so much to the point where we don't invite flaw. We don't invite mistake into our lives, and it causes burnout. Right now in my life, I feel like I'm going through burnout. Sometimes I feel like I've said everything I need to say, and sometimes I feel like I'm missing something and I can't say anything else until I find that peace. But what I'm starting to realize, and as I grow older and I understand myself is that there's no room for perfection. There's no room for always critiquing and always fixing and building. Even the best homes, the best paintings, the best music has something that somebody won't like, or has something that somebody will look down upon. Even with this podcast, sometimes I get on here and I feel like, am I saying enough? Is my message being heard? Should I continue? Do I even sound like I'm making sense? And it causes downward spiral of myself, of being sad and depressed and thinking, is my work good enough? And then I realize it has to be good enough for me. And for anybody that's wondering, it's like, oh my God, you wrote 14 novels. Yes, I did. And I guess the reason, I never found the appreciation for them is because, when I wrote my first one, I got a couple sales, that was really nice. And that encouraged me to write another one. And then I kept writing, and then those sales declined. And I think the issue for me was that I put my self-worth into my work. So if my books didn't do good, I felt bad as a human being. And that's what made me not want to talk to people. And that's what made me not want to tell people what I was accomplishing within my personal life, because I never wanted to be told I wasn't good. I never wanted to be told I wasn't good enough. Reading a bad review on something you put 6 months to a year times two, it hurts, and that's why the saying, you have to have tough skin. You have to have tough skin to get through into this industry, because you do. Imagine you birthed a child, your own flesh and blood, and you have hundreds and hundreds of people saying that's the ugliest child they've ever seen, or that child has this wrong with them, and that, and this is bad, and that thing is bad, and the child's too tall or too short or too white or too black or too this. It would kill you on the inside. And that's the problem with us as creators, is that we get so attached to something we love, and we get the courage to share it to the world, to put it out there. And then you get that first dislike, or you get that first mean comment, and you think, was this even something worth putting my time into? And so recently, as I've been working on this project, I've been going back to those 14 novels and just appreciating all the mistakes, all the misplaced commas, all the periods, all these words and sentences I've put together over the years, and am trying to rewire my brain to actually celebrate me saying I am an author. I am a person that owns a podcast. I am a human being. And that's what I am currently in my life trying to do, is just accept the fact that every single book or every single piece of artwork I've ever put out into the world, I did my best. That was all I can give. That was the most I can give to somebody. And as I continue to grow and continue to put stuff out there into the world, I want myself to be proud of it. When I make that announcement video a couple months down the road, I want to be proud of the thing that I am putting out, and have you guys to come along and to share and read or celebrate with me. It's hard to always want everything to be perfect. It has to be just right. It has to be here, or it won't work. But there's always a substitution to something that you can create. There's always another outlet, another word, another stroke, another music note that you can put in to substitute the masterpiece that you put in, that you are working on. And me personally, I think what it is, we have such a narrow mind of how we want something to look and how we want something to turn out, destructing the whole thing because we can't get to the end game. And we sit there for months, weeks, years on end, staring at a paper, staring at a canvas, staring at a screen, thinking, what's next? What's next? How can I progress? And eat ourselves mentally until we're nothing but just a pulp, because we've creatively killed ourselves. And I think we as humans are our worst enemy. You are all you know. You go through life and you can get perspectives and you can have conversations and you can find love and happiness and joy and things that you see and people that you see. But when you come home at night and you are with yourself and you are with your art and you realize this is only me. It's up to me to make this something enjoyable. And that's what makes so many beautiful artists out there just die out, because they always want their first piece to be the masterpiece and not spending those years or months of their lives collecting small pieces to make one piece. I'm not saying that the project I'm working on right now is going to be that big thing, is going to be the final piece of my puzzle. I'm not saying that. But I am happy to say that it is a pace that I am joining with the rest of my other with the rest of my painting. And I think that's the exciting part about it, is just enjoying the creating process, and then fix when you are done. I think what it is that if you are a person out there, you should be able to enjoy what you create. You should be able to tell anybody or anything that, hey, I've created something and I'm proud of it. It could be the absolute most terrible thing on this planet. But if you are a person out there that has something so deeply to their heart, regardless of what it is, I feel like you should be proud of that. And you can look at it. It's okay to look at it 20 years from now, or maybe 2 months from now, and say, this was the most trash thing I've ever put on this earth. But sometimes it takes thinking, that was the best I could do at that time. And that was the happiest I was at that time with that object. And the moment we change our mindset to that, to thinking that this is the best I can do, you will understand that you will find somebody that will like it. Your best could be somebody's worst, or your best could be somebody's enjoyment. I feel like the moment you realize not everyone's going to like everything you create or put on this planet is the moment you will be able to create, is the moment you will be able to relax and flow and be whoever the fuck you want to be. Because at that moment, you'll realize that no stroke on a painting was a mistake. Everything can be fixed, and what Bob Ross say, even a mistake is a happy mistake. Don't always be so narrow-minded to the point that your light dies out. It's okay to travel off the path, go a different way, look down a certain perspective, or go another road, or just not even go at all. But don't stand in the middle of the crossroads just staring there, trying to figure out which way to go. Just pick a lane and run and keep on going. And I feel like that's what I taught myself, is just to keep on going, even if you can't see anymore. So if you got anything from this episode, is don't give up. Continue on, prosper, create, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy what you have put onto this planet. Regardless if it's shit or a masterpiece, enjoy it. And I do have a project coming out. I don't know when it will come out, but I do know that even if it is the best thing or the worst thing I ever put out there onto this planet, I want you to know that this is the best I can give you. And I am extremely excited about this, and I hope it can go places, but who knows? Every stroke can take me to a different place. So maybe it could be your next big thing, or maybe it's something that I can just add to my painting and I'll start over later. But right now, as I create this masterpiece, as I construct it together, I am the happiest I have been in a long time. And it's moments like this where I hold on to as an artist, and I want to share to the world. Not the outcome, not the finished product, but the journey that I'm going on as I try to find the words and the sentences and the chapters to put together to make something great for you guys. You guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. And I love you guys so much. Peace.